thought in the first half we got a lot of really, really good looks, both at the rim and from behind the line. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I thought we played better offensively in terms of just more fluid in the second half. But the biggest thing for us was just our defense. Really pleased with that. Since the start of training camp, they've done a really good job defensively, schematically trying to do the things that we're asking them to do. And I think by playing great defense, especially this early in the season, where probably most teams are trying to find a way, it gives you at least a little bit of room where if you don't have a great offensive night and you're trying to figure it out offensively, you can really fall back to your defense. So for the first game, there'll be a lot of things that we can take from this, I think, and grow from and learn from and try to make improvements.
Billy, look at the way Russell played tonight and kind of how he distributed early possessions and really found a rhythm there in the second half. Do you see that as kind of a model for how he can play? Obviously, a very changed roster.
Yeah, I think I said this, during training camp. At least with my third year with Russell, he has played differently all 3 years. I mean, I'm not saying he's played differently in terms of his aggressiveness and attacking, but I mean, he's tried to always figure out what's best for the group and how does he get the group involved. And this year is no different. And I thought, from an orchestrating standpoint, back there, he did a terrific job of getting guys involved, creating shots for guys, and then also finding ways to get into the deep paint, draw help, and get to the rim. I thought his balance offensively tonight was really, really good. I think the distribution of our shots was really good. We turned it over too much, but some of it was travel, some careless passes, some retarded possessions we'd like to have had back. But I think the intention of how we're trying to play is the right way.
Billy, we all knew Paul was a really good defender. We knew what kind of impact he'd made for you, but we got to see it tonight. You talk about a couple of those plays he made that ignited the offense, and you got your breakaways and just what he can do defensively to disrupt.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that really has been impressive to me, being around him every day, is he has incredible length and incredible range to get in, to create and make plays that most guys can't make. And he's just so long and he's quick and he's disruptive. And, he can be a couple feet off of a guy and you can see action getting ready to happen, and all of a sudden he gets his length and his speed involved, and he's so disruptive. He's got great hands and he deflects passes, and he's, hard to shoot over. Again, I thought early in the first half, I thought Carmelo and Paul had good looks. They didn't necessarily make shots. The thing I was encouraged about is both those guys were really good defensively tonight, really from start to finish.
I think pretty limited minutes for Patrick. Was he okay? Did you want to try to ease him back in?
He was fine. We got him 6 minutes there to see where he was at. I was going to throw him back in there in the fourth, and with where the game was at, how it was going, I thought it'd be better to give his minutes to Jeremy. I think sitting, for a halftime and through the third quarter, I didn't want to put him in a position where he had to kind of crank himself back up, but he was fine. I could have played him more. I just kind of elected not to.
Right. Is Steven a better defender now than he's been in the time that you've been coaching him, or is he just kind of playing the way he does?
I think obviously every year that goes by, the more experience you get, I think the better you get. But I think the one thing that we tried to ask him to do this year, and not that we didn't want to do it last year, but more so this year, is to try to create opportunities for him to really be a tremendous help defender. And he's done a great job picking out his spots to really get in the way of disrupting things for the other team offensively. And some of it, I think, is his experience now, a number of years in the league. I think the other part of it is our staff encouraging him to protect the rim, being helped, to plug things up, to, it's okay to close back out to shooters, all those kind of things. And we've done some things differently defensively, this year for him. I thought he was an elite defender last year, but I think the things that we're doing, people are getting a chance to see the way he's clogging and plugging up the lane.
Bill, did you sense Carmelo, especially early, facing the Knicks, he was a little too amped up or too jacked up?
I don't know. I think because it was opening night, I think everybody was a little amped up and jacked up tonight. I've always felt like when you play against your former team, I think it's always a little bit more emotional when you actually have to go back to the place that you played. And I think going back to New York for him will probably be a little bit more, because I think tonight was more about, it's his first game playing for the Thunder, opening night. Yes, it's the Knicks, but I think it's different when you go back into a place that you spent a good portion of your career playing at, and you go back there. So he's fine. Like I said before the game, he's his 15th year, and he's seen it all. And I wasn't necessarily worried about him. I think a lot of those guys being amped up was just the fact that it was opening night, probably for both teams.
Anyone else?
Everyone keeps talking about chemistry with this team, but obviously you're part of that equation too. For you, going through this first game experience, did you learn anything in the process?
No, I think I said, before the game started that, it's going to be a process for our team to gel and to mesh and to play with one another. But the thing you're always looking for as a coach is what kind of communication and connection are they creating with themselves. And they've done a great job communicating and working through things and trying to figure things out. I think when you have a group of guys that kind of just come together and, over 50% of the roster is different, to sit there and think that it's just going to all of a sudden snap your finger, just voila, it happens. Guys played in different cities, different environments, different systems. They play with different players. So what I'm looking for as a coach is, okay, what are we doing to work to create that chemistry and that where you're gelling as a group? And I think you have to do it first by talking through it. And they've done a remarkable job. It's not only Russell and Paul and Carmelo, but Patrick Patterson, and although he's been out, I think Brandon Felton has done a great job. Just as long as they're talking through things, then you can get to figuring things out and getting better. And that's been the encouraging part, is they're all willing to play the right way, play unselfishly, play together.
Anybody else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.